Where is time going? Seriously, it's going by so fast. Christmas is literally around the corner. Like, there it is right there. Like, it's right there. It's just next week. And then a few days after that, it's the end of 2023. 2024 is going to start. Where is time going? Yesterday, it felt like it was July. And then the day before that felt like January. But Jesus, time sure is flying. So, well, I'm gonna get into this video right now. I just can't believe how time's flying. But anyways, in the previous video where I went through the Christmas sale for Blades Canada, I mentioned that I had a video idea and that was gonna be my top carried knives of 2023. And I mentioned I'm gonna do a top 10. So these are gonna be a mixture of main pocket knives and pouch knives. And I will explain a little bit more about each knife, like the blade material, the length, and how often I actually carried it. So let's get into the video. Let's do a top-down video. I don't want to do much editing. I feel tired today. I feel lazy. It's a lazy weekend. Like, I was going to do this video yesterday, and realistically it's Sunday now when I'm recording this. I'm trying to have this up the same day, so I'm going to try to do this with minimal editing as much as possible. So let's switch to top down. So what you see in front of you is my entire collection, about 25 knives ish. So let's break it down. Let's go through my top 10 knives, and yeah, I'll go through the blade steels and the length. So let's get to it, shall we? So at number 10 is going to be a knife that I first recommended in my last video during the Christmas sales that I was going through from Blades Canada, and that is going to be the Civivi Odium. This knife I don't post about a lot on Instagram, so a lot of you that follow me on Instagram are going to be like, Sid, I didn't know you had that knife. I do post about it, but last time I did was like a few months ago, and this knife actually finds its way into my pocket a lot, or even my pouch, I should say. This is such a fidgety knife, very, very sweet. You can spidey flick it, front flipper, or back flipper, I should say. Such a cool knife. I really like it. I didn't pay for this one. This one was actually part of a 2-knife special from WE Knives when the Arrakis was being sold. It was a 2-pack. Buy the Arrakis and you get a free Civivi knife, and this is the one that I got for free in that 2-pack. The knife itself is just a little over 6 inches in length, comes with D2 steel, and of course the scales, you can get it in various colors. I got it in gray. I wouldn't mind getting a black one sometime, or even the jade. That'd be pretty sweet. So as for why I don't post about this knife that much, and it is just comes down to the algorithm. My Instagram algorithm does not like this knife, it seems like, but to me, I really like this knife and I really do enjoy carrying it. It is so fidgety, which is why I really recommended this knife during the Christmas sale. So if you're on the lookout for a good beater knife, budget knife, consider the Odium. It's such a good knife. Number 9 is going to be the, where is it? Right here. Kizer PPY in brass and refer scales. Such a good knife. I really enjoy this knife. I've seen it, I believe it was Paul Thunen. On his page, he shared it, and I was like, I fell in love with it since. This is going to be a knife that I don't really post about as much too. Same thing, the algorithm for this knife is pretty weak, but I do really enjoy this knife. This knife does wind up as my fidget toy a lot when I'm in Zoom meetings. Camera off, I'll just sit there and fidget with this, flick it open, twirl it around, whatever like that. So makes it very drop shutty now, like it is so broken in. Very, very cool knife. Blade steel is S35VN, and it just comes in a little over 7 inches in length. Very cool knife. Number 8 is a knife that I had 3 sets of scales for, and that is going to be my baby Banter. This one is the Red Nitro V. It came with the ivory scales. I got this one shortly after I got my wife her baby banter. I really liked hers, so I got my own. Of course, I had to get the red one with the white scales. Eventually, I swapped it out for purple scales. Then eventually now I have black titanium from Flytanium, and that red with the black looks so good. I really like that. Such a good knife. I really enjoy this. So as mentioned, it is a red Nitro V blade for the steel, and the length itself is just 5.5 inches. It's a tiny blade, but a really good EDC knife. The size itself caused the knife to wind up in my pouch a lot as a secondary knife, and I really enjoy it. Good EDC knife. Highly recommend this one for anyone else. It is a good budget knife, a good beater knife. All right, number 7. It's going to be the regular size banter. This one is from WE Knives, the premium model of the baby banter. Although the scales are third party, I believe WE Knives should have done a titanium model of the banter right away. Just like the Nafslander, the titanium should have been a giveaway, or should have been a must-have for the banter. It would have made sense. I really like it in the titanium. Now, I did have G10 scales on this one, which was from Nafs and Aurora Knives. That was the WE scales, like a Wii remote, which was, I believe, April Fool's joke. Was it a year or two before? But yeah, eventually now I have the black titanium scales on here now, and that's caused this knife to skyrocket into my carry a lot more. I don't know why, I just don't like G10 that much. But as soon as I got the metal on here, it just made more sense, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, the titanium is perfect. Now, the size itself, the blade comes in at 6.5 inches with S35 VN steel. And of course, I did mod it as well. I do have a Glow Rhino thumb stud. It's not going to show because I got it in blue, and blue is kind of dim. But badass knife. I really enjoy it. The banter is one of my favorites, considering why it is at number 7. So at number 6, what is number 6 going to be? Well, it's surprising because I thought I carried this a lot more, and that is going to be my Spyderco PM2. This one is a third-party scale from Flytanium and then engraved by DNA Lasering. Very badass knife. And yes, I thought I carried this more throughout the year, but just barely. It might be the size. I've been getting to smaller-ish knives, but you'll see that soon. So the Spyderco PM2, the blade is S45VN, which I believe is Spyderco's usual set of steel for their knives, and the length itself is about 8 inches. Just a little over 8 inches, I believe. I don't have the actual measurements. But yeah, I thought I carried this a lot more. Now, number 5 is going to be the Vero Impulse. Pretty cool knife. This one, of course, is another big one from Vero. Titanium scales, anodized gold with a laser etching. So the design is pretty sweet. Hexagonal shape, gold anodization. It's got a black backspace or black pocket clip. Very sweet. Black DLC on the blade itself. I think that's what it's called. The blade steel is M390, and the length it is going to be at 8.5 inches, just over 8.5 inches. So it is a pretty big knife. Let's compare it to the PM2. Zoom out so you guys can see. So as you can see, the Impulse is bigger than the PM2. PM2 is definitely wider, but in length, the Impulse beats it. It is light because it is titanium. Very, very cool knife. So that is number 5. Number 4 is going to be a grail of mine. This is the Chavez Liberation 229 in titanium and with a Tanto blade. Engraving by DNA Lasering. I had him do some skulls on here to match that pocket clip. Pretty badass. I know it's not for everybody, but I love skulls and it matches my name, Bones. And people don't really like the pocket clip that much. They like to go for the regular one. The only thing I don't like is the eyebrows there. But other than that, I do like the skull. I kind of wish I added more to this. But again, I like it. This is a grail knife of mine. So, Blade Steel's M390. Length is about 8 inches. Pretty cool knife. Frame lock. I can't wait to get another Chavez. It'll probably be the Kickstop once that becomes available in Canada. So now let's check out number 3. Now number 3 and number 2 are tied, but number 2 I did carry just a slightly bit more. So number 3 is going to be the Vero Axon. Another grail of mine when I first seen this on Facebook. This is actually my first Vero knife I ordered. I do like it. I got it in brass. The patina is going nice. I got it with a Timascus kit. So a Timascus pocket clip and a Timascus backspacer. Very beautiful. And I have an idea. Vero, I don't know if you guys are going to see this in full, but I would love to see a limited edition brass Damascus scale for any knife. Like it could be the Axon, it could be the Synapse, like any of your knives. I would love to see a limited edition brass Damascus design. That'd be so sweet with a matching brass Damascus. Let's call it Bramascus backspacer. I think people call it that anyways. That'd be sweet. And you have 2 guaranteed people that would be purchasing it. Myself and Fred the Brass King. He'd probably like that. It's hard to say. I know I would. We both love brass, and that'd be awesome to add to the collection. But anyways, the Vero Axon comes with an M390 steel and is just over 8 inches in length. And this is one of my favorite knives to do food prep with. I always use this when I'm cooking. And I also use this as one of my main box cutters as well. Very cool knife, and I'm very happy to have it. This comes in at number 3, which of course, as I mentioned, comes tied with number 2. Number 2, the Big Idea Design tie knife. Now, when I got this knife, this became an instant classic for me. I really enjoy it. The movement is smooth. Now, it doesn't drop shut like most of my knives do. You do have to push it closed. It is such a good knife. Easy to use, easy to clean. It holds an edge really good. I really enjoy it. I use this to help cut up a deer that I got for my community. This was my main cutting knife, and it works so good. Cleaning it was so easy. The hardware is very minimal, just 2 pivot screws. And the bottom screw, took it apart so quick. Cleaned it really well, put it back together with ease without losing anything and without even sacrificing the blade centering. Such a good knife. Now the Big Idea Design tie knife comes in at S35VN for the blade. And the length is just under 7 inches. So this is such a good size for an EDC knife. This has found its way into my pouch a lot, my leather organizer, and even my main pocket. So this worked its way up in the last 2 months. I carried this a lot. Maybe, let's say like 75% of the time this is in my pocket or my pouch. Yeah, that's how much I love this knife. So number 1, I did say was part of my carry today, which was in this one. But for the sake of this video, when I did the top down, I mixed it in. So it is somewhere in here. Number 1 is going to be the Vero Synapse. This knife I got this year, and it's become my main carry knife a lot. And it's also worked its way into my pouch most of the time. The size is perfect. The weight is good. The movement is so good. Very, very good. Smooth opening, closing, very smooth. When I don't mess it up like the first time. Very good. Opening. Spidey flick. Front or flipper tab here. Or you could even front flipper it if you can figure out how. Took me a while to get used to it, so Mikey, if you see this, yeah. Lighter flick it. Got it. I use the inside of my thumb more. I've seen people do it like this, but I can't yet. I gotta lighter it. It works when it wants to. I like doing this too when I'm fidgeting. Hold it like this, fingers safe, and then pull the trigger. That's how I open it. The Vero Synapse has become my number 1 this year. I really like this knife. Got it in brass also. I had to get tie maskets for it too. A tie maskets pocket clip. Backspacer. Again, man of Bramascus. Vero, if you guys do that, I will definitely like to purchase one. That'd be sweet. But anyways, blade steel. M390. And the length is just over 7 inches. So it is a bit long, but good size for an EDC knife. So that's been my top 10 carried knives of 2023. That is, of course, just my flipper knives. I do have fixed blades, but I don't have more fixed blades. I only got the 3. And I've been carrying these more. I save my fixed blades a lot for when I'm hiking mostly, or if I just feel like carrying it. But anyways, I'll do another video on that down the road, maybe when I get more. But has any of these knives really surprised you? Like maybe the ODM, if you follow me on Instagram. Well, I explained why I don't share it that much. My bug out probably surprised a lot of people that I don't carry it as much anymore. But realistically, like this screw, this one, like these body screws are all stripped and they're loose. So the blade plate on my bug out is getting so much worse. Like, oh, that feels so weird. I do have to replace them. I did try to swap them out from here to this one. I stripped these as well by accident. Funny thing, no, this one is my factory screws and I stripped them. So yeah, I gotta order some Flytanium though. I do want to get some titanium ones to match the grayness of this one, and then try to get yellow ones to match this one. I'll do that in 2024, maybe, whenever we get around to it. But honestly, I'm in no rush to carry my bug outs again. I have such a good list of knives here. Instagram, there's a bunch of people doing a daily knife carry challenge. I could probably do that, but I get through that in a month, less than a month. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. Give me a subscribe if you're brand new. I'm trying to get into more long form videos. I do have a few shorts lined up I want to get out there at some point. I have a new unboxing video that's going to be coming out maybe this week. I ordered a new knife after my last video. I cracked and got a premium pyrite. It's not this one, but this is my pyrite. This is my budget one, the first edition that came out. Yeah, so I'll be doing an unboxing on that one sometime this week. Might be a short, might be a long form video, might be both. I don't know yet. But anyways, yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Stay awesome. If I don't talk to you guys before Christmas, if I don't get the video up, have a very safe and Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays if you don't. Enjoy the time off work, spend some time with family. I know this time of year gets pretty challenging, so please don't be afraid to reach out to your loved ones. Again, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.